Just a quick skinny on your room. You got some talent. I think you're happy with what you got, right?
I am. Guys have made progress. Obviously, Maccabee's Maccabee. He's got 3 years of production in the Big Ten. He is just between being an engineer and trying to do what we do here. He's just trying to find balance. We're at it every day, and I'm just making sure that he's up to speed, getting the reps he needs. We know what he can do. Now, the younger two have been playing really well. Antonio Harris has been a pleasant surprise, right? I think I knew that he had the talent, and he has put in the work, and he shows up every day, and every day he gets better. He is stacking bricks, man. He is a confident kid. He runs with great rhythm, high football IQ, and he's changed his body. He's walking around at 205. He can do all the things we ask him to do in the scheme. And then Jaheim, he's maturing, and that's the biggest kicker with him. His talent, his ceiling is way up here. It's him learning how to work the way Coach Odom expects him to work every day, and we've got to get that last 10% out of it. And if we do, got a special room. And then obviously Malachi Thomas, he looks fantastic physically. He had an issue with his ankle. He is progressing really well. You add him to the mix, I feel really great. But obviously it's just progressing. And then Zaire has put on 20 pounds. He's exactly what I thought he would be. He's a little bowling ball, strong as can be. Head spin a little bit right now, but the game's slowing down. I'm glad we have a scrimmage coming up so that he can get some real experience and kind of feel the game and what it's like to just be out there on your own. And then even Adai Llewellyn, he is practicing the right way. He's showing up on special teams. He's playing fast and physical. So all of them, man, it's really a whole team effort. But I feel really good about the top end of the room and the back half of the room. They're progressing, and they're gonna help us in some capacity, whether it's offense or special teams.
I know Malachi hasn't been out there for practice, but has he added anything in terms of in the meetings and being the leader for the group?
Great question. He does. Again, you can tell that he has played 4 years of high-level football, right? He comes prepared every day. He's in his playbook. He knows the offense. I ask him to do some things with the younger guys. Hey, go make sure you're coaching them up, so to speak. He gives tips and pointers to Antonio, to Jaheim, even Mock. You got two veterans that are talking about things that they've seen. Like, hey, did you see that? The safety rotation to the boundary? Yeah. He has the right presence, the right personality that fits in our room, and I'm excited to he gets back out on the field and can do some things for us physically.
How are you looking for Devin to continue to evolve here? This is it. What are you looking for him this year? What's he have to add to his game maybe to take it to another level?
To be blunt, in my opinion, it's just control, right? I know we love the crazy legs aspect of what he does, but if you want to become an elite runner, you have to be more precise and under control. And for him, it's second level, third level, get vertical, run by people. It's easy for him to bounce the ball and change direction, but sometimes you've got to get on the edge and just run through some stuff. And then, at the point of contact and pass protection, use that extra 20 pounds you put on and finish. I always say, hey, go tackle the dude. He's running through the A gap. You got to go tackle him. You got to have a defensive mentality. If you want to have a chance to play on Sunday, you've got to put that on film consistently, which he has it in him. And then just, continue to build your endurance. If you want to be that dude, you've got to build it up. You know what I mean? And you've got to, he has a quiet confidence, if that makes sense. But the best version of him is when he is out here yapping. I can harken it back to when he was here with Tyrone. Tyrone would get everybody flowing, and he'd get Mock going, and all of a sudden Mock has risen his game to match Tyrone's energy. And act like you're that guy. You know what I mean? I got no problem. I'd rather pull you back than push you forward. And for him, it's just flipping that switch and just being an alpha leadership. And I think that if he will allow himself to do that and make people uncomfortable around him, then he will get to that next step, which I think he needs to do to give himself a chance to play on Sunday.
you know, a lot of the quarterbacks you guys got now, dual threat, can run a little bit. Just how does that help your guys' room in the run game?
Well, it holds the defense accountable, right? You know, backside safety can't run the alley. You know what I mean? If our guys stick their foot in the ground and rip it backside, the end's got to play a little slower, right? It makes you play 11-on-11 football. You know, you don't have 9 guys, 8 guys in the box just running at the tailback. If you do, you have guys who can pull it, make the right read, and take off. It's a balance, and that's what you want to have. If you want to be successful in the Big Ten, you better have a balanced offense. Unless you can just line up and beat the snot out of people, you've got to use the quarterback, right? And I think it's a great advantage for us because we've got backs who can stick their foot in the ground and rip it. For Mock, it's a great advantage. For Tone, for Ja, because it's going to create air for them to be able to, have a second or third read, so to speak.
And what did it mean to be retained by the staff?
Gosh, man, it's I got to stay home. You know, I have a great sense of pride of this institution. I've been walking around this campus since 1991 as a freshman in high school. I know it intimately. I met my wife here. My oldest son was born in Old Home Hospital across the bridge. This is home, you know, and to be able to give back to a place that's given so much to me, to be part of the lineage of Coach Tiller, Brock Spack, Jim Lathrop, Don Collar, all those guys poured into me, you know, and there's a bevy of others as well. They poured into me, you know, Morgan Burke. They poured into me and believed in me, and to be able to give back and just set the example and show the other coaches or the other folks who are part of our staff what it means to be a Boilermaker, which is just work. You know, pick your lunch pail up, show up every day, work your tail off. What's the standard? Coach Odom has set a standard, and let's go compete and raise that bar. Let's go above and beyond the standard. So for me, man, it's a huge sense of pride that he looked at the film or he talked to the people he talked to and said that this guy fits what I want to do, what I want to accomplish. And I've had to make some adjustments because I've had to learn what he expects. But that's working under anybody, right? You've got to make adjustments and you've got to lean into it. But what it means to me, it means the world, man. This is a great place, and I think that Purdue deserves the best coaches, the best fans, and I can't articulate it well enough. But being able to stay home, it matters, man. This place has given so much to me, and I'm just grateful to be able to give back to it. And every day I wake up with a smile on my face, and I hope I make everybody proud. And ultimately, I know he kept me for the right reasons. It's not just because I'm a Purdue guy. It's because I'm a damn good coach, and I know how to develop running backs and how to recruit running backs. And because in this business, it's about wins and losses. If I couldn't get that done for him, he wouldn't have kept me, and I would have understood it. So, but I'm grateful to be here.
It means you're getting to be an old man too.
Yes, yes. I'll be 48 next month. And it's funny. Me and Coach Odom, when we first talked briefly, like he figured out like we played at the same time as him. Yeah, he's like, you don't look like you're 48. And just the era that we were raised in as young coaches, there's a similar trait there, right? You're going to do the hard stuff. Back when I was a GA, you did everything. You didn't have, there's a lot of staff members now, right? When I was a GA, I was in here grinding. I was in here before every coach. Coach Spack said I had to be the first one in the building and the last one to leave, which that means I'm in here at 6 a.m. and I didn't leave until he left. And that's part of it, right? So in order to change a culture and get it to where you want to be, you've got to do the hard stuff, right? You've got to do it intelligently. That's his thing: hard, smart, tough. And I relate to that. That's how I've gotten to where I've gotten to. I walked on here. I had to take the hard road, the tough road, and keep my mouth shut and work, and that's benefited me. And that's what we have to do right now to get this program where it needs to be. Just shut your mouth and go to work, right? Have pride in what you do every day and be disciplined about it and keep raising the bar. Particularly with the way things are, kids can come and go, but the kids who stick and stay and embrace that mentality, they'll win. that is a winning mentality. So I'm grateful, man. And yes, I'm getting old, but with age comes wisdom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know what it takes to win. I've been a part of several programs that we have changed the culture and helped change the narrative, right? And become champions. And I'm looking forward to doing it again.